Hey everyone, Zephin here, and I'm at the Blackmagic booth at NAB 2023, and we just wanted to talk about some of the new gear that just got announced 2 days ago now, right? It's been exciting to see the newer switchers, especially having a panel with all your inputs and outputs built into it. I think that's something that some of our more mobile-friendly fans are kind of interested in, so we don't have to build out a massive rack unit. So maybe if you wanted to just kind of jump right in and tell us what's new, what's been announced, and maybe go over some of the features. I think the most important question would be for people that have maybe started with an ATEM Mini or ATEM Mini Extreme, are looking to kind of graduate and take that next step. Tell us about why they might want to move up to this newer panel that's been announced.
Sure. So the new ATEM Television Studio family has now 3 different models. So there's the HD8, the HD8 ISO, which does ISO recording, and the 4K8, right? So the good news about all of them is that they are all-in-one panels. You bring your inputs and outputs through there. On the HD8, you can record internally the program feed. On the HD8 ISO, you can actually record internally and get ISO recording. But also, you can use sources, like you can stream from our new studio cameras and our Ursa broadcast directly to it without any cables. It's basically just Ethernet, because ATEM streaming bridges that we make are built in. So the streaming receivers, I like to call it. So those are all built in. Now on the 4K side, the 4K model does up and down conversion depending on what your output is. And so that's a little bit more flexible. We put 10 aux outputs so that you can go to ISO recording. It also has 8 inputs. All of them have super source, which is great for multiple boxes. And they also have the MADI in, so you can bring in multiple channel of audio. We even have an ATEM camera microphone converter that will convert XLR into MADI, so you can make it easier to get in and out of the switchers. So the best part about the moving up from, say, an ATEM Mini is that the software is the same. So when they see the software, they'll know, oh, it is the same. So no matter what, when you're all the way up to our ATEM 4K, Constellation 4K, which is also new, 4MEs, same software. So I think that really makes it easy for people to move up and down.
I think that makes perfect sense, and to be able to have all those aux outputs now. So, I think at the ATEM SDI Extreme ISO, you're going to get 4 outputs, but now you're kind of graduating up. You get more to run your confidence monitors, to run iMag to the screens, or to run any other monitors that might be needed in the room. I've seen some of our crews that I've worked with, they'll run multi-view to back of house. So if you're behind stage and you want to make sure that if you're going to run up on stage and fix someone's microphone that you're not in the shot, it's really nice to be able to send that to back of house. So I think it's a pretty exciting time here. Now, for obvious reasons, you can't record ISOs on a 4K internally. That would be a lot of footage to try to save. So what sort of setup would someone be looking at if they did want to be able to record ISOs with that? What should they be adding in when they buy that ATEM?
So when you go to the 4K, you can use the any of our hyperdecks, right? Our 4K hyperdecks. So if you're only doing HD work, you do HD hyperdecks. So that is a great way to be able to get those, and that's why we converted the outputs to all 10 aux outputs, so you have multiples to get out to do that type of recording. And we also introduced some new cloud docks. So there's a Cloud Dock 2, Cloud Dock 4. So this is bringing SSD drives and putting it into network attached storage. And the interesting thing is the internal storage that you have on the ATEM Television Studios just shows up as network attached storage. So when I record internally, even the ISOs, I don't have to pull that footage off. I just attach it through my network. My computer attaches on the network, and I just pull, and I can edit off of them because it's NVMe drives, so they're good fast storage.
So I can just have a laptop that's plugged in with an Ethernet cable, access all the footage right there on the spot, and it probably transfers pretty quick, so it probably doesn't take much if I need to back that up somewhere else or copy that over.
Correct. If you need to move and copy, that's fine, but if you're actually going to edit with it in Resolve, say, you don't even have to move it. You just use the storage where it is.
And then there was something new that was also announced in an IP-based workflow, the 2110, I believe.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that, and maybe what's the usage case for that moving forward? Where would that maybe fit into the workflow in like a live event or conference space?
Sure. So 2110 is just a way to get signals through the internet and bring it back to baseband, to SDI. So we have a few different models. There's a Decklink IP HD, so it's HD, and this gives you a 10 gig Ethernet port. It separates it from like the internet. It's just to go to your network, so you can actually isolate. So there's that one. Then we have one that's it's the Decklink IP/SDI card, and that has 2 channels of SDI for in and out,
Okay.
a 10 gig Ethernet port, and then one for reference, SDI for reference. And you can bring signals in or out. Then we have an optical fiber Decklink, so that way you can use an optical fiber, 10 gig. And then we have a box that is the Blackmagic IP converter 3x3G, because it's 3G signals, SDI in and out, and loop through. So this gives people the ability to either bring signals in that are coming from the internet or send signals out. So there are a couple of devices to get people to have different options to use 2110 signals.
So quite a few new and exciting products just released here, and we're checking them out at NAB, so I'll make sure to get some footage out on the floor there so that we can show you some shots of that. And anything else we should be on the lookout for? Anything exciting that might have been announced that maybe I missed off the top of my head there?
Well, new version DaVinci Resolve 18.5. It's in beta now. Lots of new tools and all the different pages, and you can always check out more on our website.
Sounds great. Well, thanks so much for your time, and thanks for having me here at the Blackmagic booth.
Thank you.